MCQ 6 now again on residential status, but here we have to compute a residential status of two people instead of one, husband and wife. Let's read it. Mr. Rajesh, aged 53 years, and his wife Mrs. Somya, aged 50 years. Now we know pretty well that for computing residential status, the age does not matter. So whatever is their age, it's absolutely immaterial. They are citizens of country X. Underline this please. This is an important point. Residential status depends upon the citizenship, and it depends upon whether person is person of Indian origin or not. But it does not depend upon their age. They are living in country X since birth. Okay, well and good. That means they are born in country X, both of them. They are not liable to tax in country X. Okay, fine. Both of them have keen interest in Indian culture. Mr. Rajesh's parents and grandparents were born in country X. So Rajesh himself is born in country X as given here in the second line, and Rajesh's parents and grandparents were also born in country X only. That means Rajesh is certainly not a PIO, non-PIO. What is PIO? Person of Indian origin. He is not a person of Indian origin, nor is he a citizen of India. He is neither citizen nor is he a person of Indian origin. However, Mrs. Somya visits India along with Mr. Rajesh for 4 months every year. Every year, that means 4 months would be approximately 120 days for sure, or maybe more than that, to be with her parents. Somya visits India along with Mr. Rajesh for 4 months to meet her parents who were born in Delhi. So Somya herself is born in country X. She is a citizen of country X, but her parents were born in Delhi, undivided India. That means Somya will be person of Indian origin. Does this matter? Answer yes, it matters a lot. Rajesh and Somya both are citizens of country X. None of them are citizen of India, but out of these two, Somya is a person of Indian origin. Everything will change here. That's the reason you need to observe it very carefully. Understand? And have always lived in Delhi. During their stay in India, they organized cultural program in Delhi NCR, India. Income of Mr. Rajesh and Mrs. Somya from the Indian sources, that means Indian income for the previous year 20 to 23 is 18 lakhs and 16 lakhs respectively. That means for both of them, Indian income is more than 15 lakhs. Which income is this? This is Indian income. Does this matter? Answer yes. If they are covered by the three exceptions, especially the second exception and the third exception, then it really matters whether their Indian income is up to 15 lakhs or more than 15 lakhs. What is the residential status of Mr. Rajesh and Mrs. Somya for AY 23-24? This is a bit lengthy question and many people have got confused with regards to this. Many people called me up and asked me, sir, what is the answer to this question and how to attempt it? I would say it's very simple. What you do is that first you understand whatever are the details given in the question, and you work out four details. Which four details for Mr. Rajesh and Somya? Number one, whether they are citizen of India or not. So Rajesh is not a citizen of India. Somya is also not a citizen of India. As far as citizenship is concerned, both are citizens of country X. That is given. Second point, PIO, whether they are persons of Indian origins or not. Rajesh is not a person of Indian origin. His parents and grandparents were both born in country X. He himself was also born in country X. But as far as Mrs. Somya is concerned, she is a PIO. So I'm writing it down here. So citizenship and person of Indian origin that you work out first. Then Indian income. What is the amount of Indian income? Rajesh's Indian income is 18 lakh and Somya's Indian income is 16 lakhs. We just checked out. That means income of both of them, Indian income of both of them is more than 15 lakhs. Are they covered by the exception? Third point. Answer, Rajesh is not covered by any of the exception, because in order to fall under any of the exceptional categories, three exceptions are there. The person should be either citizen of India or person of Indian origin. Rajesh is none of them. Therefore, Rajesh is certainly not covered by exception. But Somya, though she is not a citizen of India, she may be covered by exception because she is person of Indian origin. If she is person of Indian origin but not citizen of India, then if you recollect, she would be covered, or she can be covered only by second category exception. Is she covered by exception? Rajesh is not covered by any exception, but Somya, she is covered by exception given in category 2 in our notes. Category 2 means what? Let us try to understand. Category 2, and why category 2? Why not category 3? Why not category 3? She is not liable to tax in country X. We just checked out. Answer is, in order to fall under category 3, the person being individual should be citizen of India. Whether may or may not be PIO, but should be citizen of India. Now we know pretty well that in order to fall under category 3, person should be citizen of India, and we know it pretty well that Soumya is not a citizen of India. Rajesh will definitely not be covered by any of the exceptions. Soumya is covered, but which exception? Category 2 or category 3? So let's rule out the possibility of category 3. She will not be covered by category 3 because category 3 is only for citizen of India. She is not a citizen of India. If she was citizen of India and her Indian income exceeded 15 lakh, then she would be deemed to be RNOR. So category 3 is not applicable to her. Category 2, could be applicable to her. It is only category 2 where person of Indian origin is covered. Category 2 applies to an individual who is either a citizen of India or is a person of Indian origin, PIO, and Indian income exceeds 15 lakh, as in case of Soumya, then she will be deemed to be resident. She will be resident in India if her stay in India is 182 days or more, or the second basic conditions part A, instead of 60 days, we replace it by 120 days. And the second basic condition, second part remains same, 365 days or more in the preceding 4 previous years. And if she becomes a resident because of second basic condition, then she will be deemed to be RNOR or RBNOR if her stay in India is exceeding or equal to 120 days but up to 182 days. Of course, second part we don't need to say. Second part is applicable only if the Indian income was up to 15 lakh. So Soumya, we can say she is covered by category 2 exception. Indian income is 16 lakhs, more than 15 lakh. Now we will be calculating her period of stay in India. So let's understand. So Rajesh is not covered by any of the exception. What will be the basic conditions for Rajesh? First basic condition will be 182 days or more. Second basic condition part A will be 60 days or more in the current previous year plus 365 days or more in the preceding 4 previous years. Now whether Rajesh is fulfilling this condition or not, we will see. But as far as Soumya is concerned, she is covered by category 2 exception with Indian income exceeding 15 lakh. First basic condition will remain same for her. She should be present in India for 182 days or more in the current year. Or in second basic condition, instead of 60 days, we replace it by 120 days. 120 days, if you can see it here. Right? So in such situation, what will happen? Plus 365 days or more during the immediately preceding 4 previous years. Last 4 previous years. Now every year they are coming to India for 120 days. Every year it is given here. Every year. That means Rajesh, as far as Rajesh is concerned, both of them, Rajesh and Soumya, both of them have come to India for 120 days every year. Right? Rajesh is not fulfilling the first basic condition. Second basic conditions part A is fulfilled 60 days or more, and 365 days or more in the last 4 previous year. Last 4 previous year it would be 120 days into 4, every year 120 days. 480 days they have been present in India, Rajesh. So he fulfills second B also. That means he fulfills second basic condition. Rajesh would be resident in India. Rajesh would be resident. Now we will check whether he is ROR or RNOR. We will check, for which we have additional conditions. But as far as Mrs. Soumya is concerned, what will happen? She is covered by category 2 exception. First basic condition she is not fulfilling, less than 182 days, 120 days only. Second A, 120 days or more. Second A she is fulfilling because she is present in India for exactly 120 days. You count any four months during the entire previous year, any 4 exact months, including February month containing 28 days, your answer would be definitely be 120 or more than 120. If you ignore February and pick any other 4 months, your answer would be 121 months minimum. So second A she is not fulfilling. Second A she is fulfilling. My bad. Second B, 365 days or more in the last 4 previous year. Again, she is also present in India for 480 days during the last 4 previous year. She fulfills second basic condition. Therefore, she is also resident. Both of them are resident. But for Mr. Rajesh, we will have to check additional conditions in order to decide whether he is ROR or RNOR. But as far as Mrs. Somya is concerned, no need to check additional conditions. She will be deemed to be RNOR. How? So this is what is given in that exception. Such person, note Section 6, Clause 6, Subclause C, such deemed resident individual will also be deemed to be RNOR if his or her stay period in India is greater than or equal to 120 days but less than 182 days during the year. Somya is present in India for exactly 120 days and that is less than 182 days. That means she will be deemed to be RNOR. So as far as Somya is concerned, it is confirmed. As far as Rajesh is concerned, he is resident, but we will have to compute his additional, we will have to check additional conditions to check whether he is ROR or RNOR. What are the two additional conditions? Additional conditions are given in section 6, clause 6. In order to check whether a resident individual is ROR or RNOR, two additional conditions are there. Which two additional conditions? Number one, both of them have to be fulfilled. First, the individual should be resident in any 2 previous years out of last 10 previous years, plus should be present in India for 730 days or more in the last 7 previous years. 730 days or more. Rajesh is present in India for 120 days every year into last 7 previous year. 7 12s are 840. 840 days. That means second additional condition is fulfilling. First additional condition also is fulfilling because applying the same rationale, the way he becomes resident in the current year, the way he becomes resident by staying in India for 120 days, by staying in India for 60 days or more and 365 days or more in the last 4 previous years, the way he becomes resident in the current year, same conditions would be fulfilled by him year after another for all the last 10 previous years, all the years. That means he would be resident in all the last 10 previous years. Forget about 2 years out of 10 years. He would be resident in all the 10 years. That means Rajesh fulfills both the additional condition. Rajesh will be ROR. So what is the answer? Answer is Rajesh is ROR and Somya is RNOR. RNOR, some people call it as RBNOR, resident but not ordinarily resident. It doesn't matter, it's one and the same. Whatever you call it as, don't get confused. ROR and RNOR. So what are the options available? First option, both are resident and ordinarily resident. Wrong answer. Both are non-resident. Wrong answer. Rajesh is resident but not ordinarily resident. And Mrs. Somya is non-resident. This is also wrong answer. Mrs. Somya is resident but not ordinarily resident. RNOR, yes. And Mr. Rajesh is resident and ordinarily resident. ROR, yes. This is the correct answer. Correct answer is D. Let's check what's Institute's answer. Institute's answer is also D. That is Rajesh is ROR and Mrs. Somya is RNOR. D. Let's check whether that's our answer also or not. Yes, our answer is also D. With that, this MCQ comes to an end. One of the lengthiest one. See you in the next video with MCQ number 7.